Bro,
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
In a world where students battle deadlines, slow Wi-Fi, and that one classmate who never charges their laptop, emerges a darker force: internet piracy. No, not the cool kind with the ships and parrots. Just stressed students clicking suspicious download links at 3 a.m. Today, we follow a group of brave, well, barely passing students as they navigate the temptations of free full versions 100% no virus, trust me bro, websites. Will they resist? Will they get malwares? Will someone accidentally download the game instead of their assignment? Find out in this following video.
why is this software asking me to pay again? I just need it for one activity.
Just download the crack version, man. Problem solved.
Nice. Casual crime on a Monday morning. Love that.
Careful, unless the digital ethics police. One wrong click and she'll confiscate your laptop.
Please, at least I'm trying to keep you all out of trouble. Just because something's common doesn't make it right.
Come on, Anna. Some educational tools are pretty expensive. One program costs more than my entire allowance for a year.
Kaya nga, alam mo lahat ng estudyante, milyonaryo eh.
Okay, fair point. But let's look at the student parent software. It's expensive, it's easy to access, and people think it's harmless.
Yeah, it's not like I'm stealing a physical object. I'm just copying a file.
Literally, everyone has done it at least once.
Ako nga din yung junior high, one track game, gumawa na nga, para nga lang sinapian.
Kaya pala, your laptop comes screaming, update required, every 5 minutes.
See? Consequence number 1, malware.
Yeah, some cracks come with bonus surprises like Trojans, keyloggers, or those pop-ups that never go.
Kaya pala, my old laptop suddenly acted like it had a mind of its own. Akala ko na haunted eh.
Don't forget, it's illegal. Even the students aren't accept.
Like, uno?
Not always, but there can be legal action. And the schools caught tolerating piracy can face penalties too.
Imagine getting suspended for downloading a crack app. That's embarrassing. Honestly, the guilt hits harder for me.
Pinaghirapan din ito ng mga developers gawin ng ilang buwan. Totoong pa nga eh.
Exactly. Imagine all of us graduating in IT or CS, then people just steal our apps for free.
Say, now I feel attacked.
Pre, awareness lang yun.
Whew, fresh air. Maybe my guilt needs ventilation.
Total na nasa labas naman tayo, bakit di na lang natin pag-usapan?
What now?
Gagawin natin kung mahal yung mga software na kailangan. Hindi mo namimigay ng alternatibo ang mga teacher.
Kaya nga, some profs act like unlimited atin mga budget.
Or like we have sponsor.
Okay, that's fair. Sometimes the pressure pushes students towards piracy.
True, it becomes a cycle. Someone teaches someone else how to pirate, and it spreads.
You're right. Just like the malware get from the pirating.
What's the alternative? Hindi naman magically ma-afford natin lahat.
Alternatives, free educational tools, student discounts, school license versions, open sources software.
Open source is underrated.
Oo nga, halos lahat ng task pwede magawa ng free app, hindi lang alam ng iba.
Full space already for licensed versions. Hindi dapat gamitin na natin yun instead of downloading illegal copies.
Exactly. not to shame people, just to help them make better choices.
I used to think that pirating educational software was just for survival. Na para bang survival skill?
Because no one really explained why it matters.
No? Pero sa tunay, naging habit na lang nila yun na ginagawa ng lahat.
Why this conversation are important. Small awareness, big difference.
Okay, fine. You win. Fine. I'll switch to a free version. I like my laptop alive.
This case made me realize that software piracy is more than just a technical or legal issue. It is a serious ethical challenge influenced by culture, economics, and societal norms. At first, pirated software may seem like a convenient shortcut, especially when legal versions are expensive or require complex licensing. However, the consequences of this choice can be severe, including exposure to malware, ransomware, or legal penalties. These risks extend beyond the individual, affecting businesses, schools, and society as a whole, which shows that ethical decision making in technology is essential to protect the wider community. Understanding this has made me more mindful of my digital behavior. Ethical responsibility is not about inconvenience, but about considering the long-term impact of our actions on others. By choosing legal software, we participate in a system that supports innovation, protects security, and promotes trust within the digital world. This reflection taught me that personal decisions online are never isolated. They have ripple effects that influence the safety and the well-being of many people.
The biggest lesson I learned is that many cybersecurity threats come directly from pirated software. This program often lack essential updates and security patches, leaving computers and network highly vulnerable. Viruses, ransomware, and other attacks can comprise sensitive information, not just for individuals but also for companies, schools, and even government systems. Using legal software, by contrast, provide protection and peace of mind because it includes proper security measures and supports. This case also showed me the importance of thinking beyond legality when it comes to ethics. Avoiding piracy isn't just following rules, it's actively preventing harm to others in the digital community. When we respect security protocols and use automatic softwares, we contribute to a safer environment for everyone. It reinforces the idea that ethical digital behavior is a responsibility that extends beyond personal convenience for immediate gain.
For me, the main takeaway is that ethical behavior in IT goes beyond merely following laws. It includes responsibility, fairness, and honesty in all actions. Choosing legal software is not only about avoiding punishment, it's about promoting trustworthy and secure digital environment. By acting responsibly, we contribute to a culture that values integrity, accountability, and professional ethics in technology. This experience highlighted the importance of long-term thinking in ethical decisions. The habits we develop now shape our future professional conduct and the environment we create for others. Choosing legal software consistently fosters a culture of integrity, reduces risk, and sets a positive example for peers, and future IT professionals. It reminded me that ethical practices should be the foundation of all digital interactions, not just a reaction to rules or consequences.
We realize that cultural norms can sometimes make piracy seem acceptable, especially in communities where downloading software illegally is common. People often justify it as harmless or even necessary due to financial limitation. However, I learned that the popularity of an action does not determine its morality. Using pirated software still violates the rights and creators, undermines professional integrity, and contributes to unfair economic practice. This situation taught me to evaluate my action based on broader ethical principles rather than social convenience. Even if everyone around me consider piracy normal, I have a responsibility to make choices that are fair, respectful, and lawful. Upholding these principles helps build a culture when honesty and responsibility are valued, which is essential for professional growth, trust, and sustainable digital environment.